We know what a smile does. You don't need to say he smiled as if it made him happy.
Here's the first mystery thriller for your third grade readers.
Is your child bludgeon curious?
Yeah. If you are attempted murdered by two separate people in the same day, maybe you deserve to be murdered.
I think that's crazy for the author to do that. Like, no, it's not what he imagined in 2 seconds. You just wrote like a half-hour murder scene, you fucking psycho.
I hate this book so much.
I liked it though.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mean Book Club. This week we read Just the Nicest Couple by Mary Kubica. Wow. Is it a romance? I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, we know now.
Well, and the answer is
you're right.
yes.
We do know. Oh my God, there is a very sad, wet, moppy sex scene in this book.
Wait, I don't even remember a sex scene in this book.
It's better. It's better that you don't because it wasn't good.
You called it a moppy sex scene, not mopey?
Yeah, it was
moppy?
just...
That's a word?
No, it was like I said wet moppy.
Okay, yeah. I got it.
Like a wet mop.
Yeah. Like a mop flopping on the ground with kind of gray water
splashing. It was like just not anything anybody wanted to read. So it's probably best that if you guys...
I honestly don't remember it. I wonder if it's the way you're describing it or if it's with me.
No, I honestly, I think it was very forgettable because it was so like... Ugh. Anyway, as always, we are your hosts. I'm Sarah Burton.
Hello, I'm Clara Morris.
Hi, Jonas Grabus.
And I'm Sabrina B. Jordan.
And we are Mean Book Club. We read books that you tell us were New York Times bestsellers that you maybe had to do in a book club yourself. And you're like, everyone liked it, but it sucked.
Let me tell you something.
Going on?
If your book club liked this book, get a new one. You're better than them. You're better than that. Respect yourself. They're making you dumber.
Truly.
They're hurting you.
Truly.
You disagree?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, good. I'm excited.
What?
I like when we all have different thoughts.
Okay.
Sabrina, who recommended this? Why are we reading it? Why'd we read it?
Emily C. recommended it. And as I look at the outline that I created now, I realized that I thought to myself that perhaps I didn't have all of the information that Emily C. gave us, but I think this is good enough. Emily C. said, Just the Nicest Couple by Mary Kubica is about the dumbest people alive.
That is all you need to know. It so perfectly sums up why this book is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually we need more, but that was enough for this one.
And that you'd think that might actually be interesting, a book about the dumbest people alive. But it wasn't like chronicling their day to day. It was the dumbest people alive try to deal with a problem.
Yeah. Try to solve a murder.
Maybe a case of a missing person.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you guys consume this book?
Audiobook, library. Clara.
Ooh. Well, I did my favorite method, which is YouTube audiobook double speed.
I went library, real book, and I had to go to the FAR library because as we all know, the continuing ongoing saga of the asbestos in the ceiling tiles at my local library. So we have to go to the FAR one.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's really
have they been able to get any of that asbestos out? Or
I don't think so, Sarah. It still seems like they haven't figured out how to get it out of there. I haven't seen any activity, just chained iron gates.
Well, you can't just go in and grab it because then you'll get sick.
Yeah, I think they have asbestos dogs or something they send in, right? And then the dogs sniff where it is, and then...
Shouldn't you know this, Jonna? Didn't you, work for a law firm that dealt with asbestos claims for a long time?
I did. I know all the diseases you can get, and I know how to write an affidavit saying that you worked with every single product that contained asbestos from the years 1970 to 1982.
All right, well... I did audiobooks.com, a mix of that and then the book in giant hardback
Ooh. Now see,
from the
okay,
library.
I would like to insert a little judge a book by its cover right
Oh,
here.
okay, because you
Okay.
can see it.
Because I can see it, and it's bigger than the average book.
It is. It is. It is bigger. You're absolutely right.
Your
It
head is
doesn't fit
dwarfed
nicely in
by
your
it.
hand.
Yeah, she doesn't mean thicker.
Dwarfs her head.
She doesn't mean thicker.
No,
She
no,
means
no.
the
They did a big
rectangle
book.
is quite large.
Yeah, it's
It is
like
a big book.
it's like an 8x11. It's like it was written in Word and then printed on 8x11 and then bound.
It's not quite that big, but it is.
It's pretty
It is
big.
bigger than your average book.
It's also
Raised-
312 pages or something like that, but with about 16 pages of content. And you know we love that on the cast.
We love.
Yeah,
really
This is
nice.
a book that you could go
this was
page
a quick
1, page 50, page 150, 300.
You didn't miss anything.
I also made a mistake. I misremembered. Mine was ebook from the library, not audiobook.
Okay.
What
Sorry.
caused you to lie earlier?
I wanted to fit in.
All right. So, Sabrina, do you have a summary? for us?
Yes, I do.
God, and I see
Okay.
parts.
Okay. Okay. I would like you all to fight for the parts, but I will be the narrator.
Mommy.
Christian.
Nina,
Okay.
Okay, good.
is that
What about-
everybody?
There's Lily
There's
as well.
also Lily, so someone gets to double up.
I'll double.
Lily.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you want to,
fine.
Sarah?
I'll let you even.
You can do it, Sarah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll do it. I'll do Mommy and Lily. I think I can make them distinct.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
just because Sabrina set us up to fight, I want to be accommodating.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
And she wants to be accommodating too. Interesting. Interesting. No, it's nice. It's nice.
It's nice.
I can't believe I have the male part. It usually goes to Sarah. I feel
You claimed
a lot of
didn't you?
pressure.
Yeah, I can't believe. How did I end up here? Okay. Go ahead, Sabri.
Okay. Action.
It doesn't say action.
Action.
She added it.
Every marriage goes through rocky patches. So when Nina Hayes' neurosurgeon husband disappeared for 5 days without so much as even going to work, she thought little of it. As she confided in her mommy, Jake was probably blowing off some steam, or perhaps he had started a new life and left her behind. Either way, Nina knew she shouldn't go right to the police.
Mommy, Jake has gone missing. Should I do anything?
Don't be silly, Nina. You have me. Why would you want to trouble yourself by looking for your husband?
I feel like I should do some investigating, right? Otherwise, the police might think I did something to him.
What's that, honey? I can barely see or hear. Maybe you could just hold me for a minute?
Okay, Mommy.
Meanwhile, Nina's work BFF Lily has a dirty little secret. She was with Nina's husband the day that he disappeared, deep in the woods. And according to her, Jake tried to kiss her out of nowhere. So what did Nina do? She picked up a rock and bludgeoned him in the skull. But she swears he didn't die. Did he?
Lily, it's me, your husband. Tell me everything. Did he hurt you? Did he hurt our unborn baby?
Yeah, that's it. I thought he was going to hurt our baby. That's why I had to do it, Christian.
Don't worry, Lily. I will do anything to protect you. I know that you don't need protecting. That said, as your husband, I am your protector. I will skin Nina alive if she catches wind of what you've done. No, what we've done. We are in this together now. I won't rest until someone else takes the fall for this murder. Maybe even me. Do not go to the police and say this was self-defense. Instead, I think we should commit a series of other crimes to cover this up. It's the only way to protect you and the baby. And as I've mentioned, I'm your protector, and I will love you no matter what you've done.
Good. Remember that you said that. No reason. It could become relevant later.
And scene.
Very nice. Clap,
Good
clap.
job. Good job.
I do feel I have to say I didn't do a good job as Lily, because as anybody who listened to the audiobook knows, Lily's like Lily is in Christian chapters, and there's a male narrator for the Christian chapters, and he is so bad.
No.
He does like the most exaggerated feminine voice that made me immediately suspicious of this woman, because I was like, why is she overdoing this woman's voice so much, like over feminine? I don't know, it was crazy.
Well, in the first part of the book, she is kind of just like helpless woman, can't.
But it was like she's already helpless.
Yeah.
She was just like taking it to another level. I was like, you
Interesting.
don't need to do this. This is too much. This is too much right now. A little thick.
She's
Double speed that didn't play. I didn't notice.
Oh,
She's
you didn't notice.
so
Okay.
delicate, Lily.
She can barely focus her eyes in the beginning of the book, basically.
She can barely lift her little hand to turn a doorknob. Thank God she has manly Christian to take care of her.
My
It
God.
is so good.
He's such a protector, such a
Yeah, we love him.
What's
strong
it,
male character.
Oh, thank God. Finally, a strong male, not protagonist.
How did you? Sabrina, I do think you were harsh on Nina in that summary, but we can get.
What?
Oh yeah.
We can get. Yeah, I do.
And I want to be clear.
You
Nina's
think I was
not a
harsh on that
child.
useless piece of shit?
Well, I just mean she goes to the police. She goes
Not soon
a
enough.
few times.
When
Okay.
she goes as soon
Sarah.
as she realizes he's not going to work.
Yeah, that's like 48 hours. She goes pretty quickly, and they're just like, it's not enough.
I want to
They, like,
ask
put
you.
her off.
Your husband doesn't come home for multiple days. You're not
she did,
checking
though.
work sooner. You're
Okay,
not.
that-
Asking
Yeah,
a friend,
asking-
asking a family member.
Yeah, you don't reach out to anybody about that.
If you're
Or
married
you're so
to Nina,
embarrassed that
if you're
they
married
let
to
her-
Nina, you could
embarrassed.
die in your shared household and she wouldn't notice.
Absolutely.
You could lock yourself in a walk-in freezer in your house. Your body wouldn't be discovered for
Well,
months.
they have a gigantic house. 'Cause he's a
Yeah,
nurse
'cause
or
he's so rich.
Nina did have issues with communication, certainly, we will soon find out. But Jonna, do you have a pairing for us?
Of course.
Jonna's Jugs.
I do. It's a pretty special pairing because it really incorporates all the Mean Book Club girls, except me and you, Sarah.
That's
but
almost
everyone
all.
else-
So
everyone
half.
else is
Okay.
included. You might have noticed the wine I got has Clara's name right on the front.
Beautiful.
I
Beautiful.
sent you a picture.
Yeah, I loved it.
I think
love
it
it.
might. I think it might be a clava, CLAVA, but the V really looks a lot
It's not. It's
like
not
a
clava.
sloppy R.
It's not
Okay.
Clara.
Okay. And secondly, it is a Sauvignon Blanc, which, as we know, is a Savvy
Savvy
B
B.
Jordan. So it's basically Sabrina, it's Clara, it's all rolled into one. And then, listen to this. I did get a second bottle of wine in case Sabrina and I needed it. I wasn't sure where this night would head. And I asked the man at the wine shop at The Good Wine, which is a very cute little wine shop. Not a
Easier-
lot of selection.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, and they
easier to do
strong
now
arm you
that-
there.
Easier to do that now that you're not super pregnant, right? To go into a
Yes,
wine
it was
shop or ask
weirder
for
whenever
wine.
I was super pregnant asking for the wines. But now that I'm not, they sell it to me easily and they don't seem afraid. And I said, what would be a good wine to go with a book about murder, infidelity, and macular degeneration? And he said Six Rats. And he was explaining that it has a woodsy profile. And I said, stop right there.
Yeah.
Somebody gets
Woodsy?
bludgeoned in the woods. So
I like how you censored who that was.
I didn't want to say.
Well, we already know. We know.
Okay, it was Jake.
It was Jake.
He gets bludgeoned with a rock in Lily's delicate little hand. Somehow she manages to pick up a pebble with her sweet little tiny hand and pop him right in the nose. And he also liked that it was a red because he said red like blood. So I really appreciate the man in the good wine.
That is nice.
And you know, small selection, but good selection. I think we're enjoying the Savvy Bee.
I am very much enjoying it. I will say I find at Good Wine, I am often led above my price range.
Okay. Wow. They looked at me and they stuck under 20. They said 19
Were
to
you
20
wearing that?
for
You were wearing that shirt?
That's
Yeah.
But I feel like my price range I'm usually trying to go in on is like 12 to 14, and I'm coming out around 18 to 22.
I see.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
didn't even know
you're
you could get wines for
unrealistic.
that anymore.
Unrealistic.
12 to 14, excuse me, Oyster Bay is $13.95.
I was about to say, yeah, if you're getting Trader Joe's,
Yeah,
Trader
I was
Joe's,
gonna say,
like, come on.
yeah,
I haven't
Sure,
gotten a
but
wine
like-
for less than $20 in 3 years, Sabrina.
Seriously?
Yeah. And I didn't work all last year.
Well, you were
Sabrina,
pregnant for a
drink
lot
better
of
wine.
times, so you weren't drinking as much wine as I was drinking.
Okay. That's true.
So I'm spending
All right.
more.
But I was still buying the wine, as we know. Buying the wine.
All right.
But good job. I really like this. I have no critique. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving
It's
it. My
Donna's
name is
judge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That was-
okay.
All right, guys.
I'm glad it wouldn't be
Well,
over.
let's take a quick commercial break, and when we're back, we'll learn about the author, the book, and we'll really dive in on this one.
Yeah. Look
BRB.
for that wine. Sorry I wasn't able to come up with the name.
And we're back.
Hi, guys.
All right, Sabrina, take us. Give us the background. Let us know what's up.
Okay, I'm going to tell you about our author, Mary Kubica, which is more difficult than you might think because, as far as Sabrina can tell, she did not have an English Wikipedia page. I found one that I think might have been German, but I couldn't figure out how to
So
translate
weird.
it. So I was watching some interviews. I went to her website. Turns out the people who are interviewing her just read straight from her website. So I didn't get additional information, but she is a New York Times and USA Today bestselling author of many suspense novels, which I'll talk about in a minute. She's a former high school history teacher. She holds a Bachelor of Arts degree from Miami University in Oxford, Ohio.
Confusing.
Which, when you first
Yeah.
read that,
Yeah,
you think
Oxford.
you think she
My
went to
goodness.
Oxford. She studied history and American literature. She lives outside Chicago with her husband and 2 children. I will tell you, if you want to know what she sounds like, it is the caricature of a Midwestern woman. A lot of, oh yeah, very good.
Why
Kind of
doesn't-
Canadian.
Wow.
Why doesn't she have? Why is her Wikipedia in German? She's not German.
Well, first of all, it's not in German. It's in Finnish. And
okay.
it was easy for me to hit a button that just said translate to English.
Oh, any additional info then, Jonna?
Yeah. After more than 100 failed attempts, an agent contacted her with interest about her first novel. So 100 failed attempts. That sounds like just, 100
100
attempts
agents.
short of what it should have taken. She's known for
but is she-
psychological thrillers. Also, this translated to him, which is fun. So I'm saying she, but the page says he because of the translation errors.
But why does she have a Finnish one but not an English one if she's from Chicago?
What a great question.
Finns are big. Her books must have played really well in Finland. That's all I could assume.
They probably
That's
don't
my
have any
guess.
murder at all, so the idea is like, wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
There's a gun.
But I will say she's prolific. Her debut novel was in 2014. It was called The Good Girl. And then she had a novel in 2015 called Pretty Baby, 2016, Don't You Cry, 2017, Every Last Lie, 2018, When the Lights Go Out, 2019, She Was Sleeping, 2020, The Other Misses, 2021.
So every year.
Local Woman.
And she had a second child in that time.
Yeah.
Okay, that might have been
guess.
the year she did
Was
a little
sleeping.
less.
Yeah, I
She's
feel
also
like these
are
are probably faster, right? Yeah, I feel
okay.
like-
She's a marathon runner.
All
a
right.
vegetarian, a cat foster mama.
Oh.
I don't know if I like her or I hate her.
I like all those
I
things,
think I hate her.
guess.
All those things feel a little
Yeah.
braggy to me. I guess
Little
I'm stuck on
braggy.
the marathon runner business.
Yeah.
That just means you have a lot of time.
Um,
And,
she doesn't outline her stuff.
Yeah, can you read what
Makes
you wrote
sense.
there?
Adds up.
exactly.
Yeah, where
It's a
I don't
quote,
even
I
know
think, that you
where I
found.
E.
Oh yeah. Her approach to writing. She is not a plotter, and she tries not to talk too much about her books as she's writing them because they end up taking unexpected twists and turns.
I would say it shows that
She didn't plot.
she doesn't plot per se.
Yeah.
Um,
I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it said unexpected. The unexpected twists and turns were like there's no twist here. That was like what the unexpected twist was over and over
Yeah,
again.
no
It was just like no twist.
Maybe
Well-
maybe if you're Finnish and English is a second language and you're missing one out of every 3 words, then you're
Sure.
kind of like, this is a surprising outcome because I missed so much context.
I will say, it was kind of hard to find info on this book, but I found like a lot of other info on her other books. So my read of the situation is that this is certainly not her most popular book. But this was a New York Times bestseller. As far as I could tell, it was on for 1 week. It was
I mean, still, it's
Barely.
it was
I
published
guess, it
January
barely.
9th,
It's real.
2023. So just about a year old, a little older than a year.
So
And
still
yeah, it
chance.
was New York Times hardcover fiction bestseller the week of January 29th, 2023. Don't know what happened that week.
The rollout
Why?
took some time, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Needed a little heat behind it, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Not enough to keep it going.
I felt like this should have been like a YA book, except that the subject matter was so adult.
Yeah.
Like cancer scare, macular degeneration, murder. But it
Yeah.
feels like like reading level wise, it's like here's the first mystery thriller for your 3rd grade readers. See if they're ready to
Yeah,
figure out
yeah.
who done it.
Is your child bludgeon curious?
Yeah. Bludgeon
Honestly,
curious. I hope my child is in a safe way. Bludgeon curious.
Yeah. You can
I
talk,
hope
as long
that
as you
for
talk
you,
about
too.
it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I agree with you, Jonna. 3rd grade first mystery, and this may surprise you guys, but I liked that. I liked the beginning
Because it makes you feel smart.
because
Yeah.
it makes you feel smart. It's like it's such a it's suspense, but it's so gentle.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
not
very
scary, even though
Yeah.
I
it's
thought
bad.
I don't mind it. I didn't mind. Because at the beginning I'm like, oh, it's gentle, blah blah, it's slow. I was like, but it'll speed up. It's gonna pick up. But no, it just kind of meandered at the same pace. The
Which
entire
I would
book.
say, I think was a good. I think it was a good pace.
It was
was
weird.
hooked. the
I'll
whole
allow
time.
it was paced well.
It
I
was
guess.
written in first person. Like, so the chapters were either from Nina's perspective, the wife of the missing person, or Christian's perspective, the husband of the woman who supposedly did it. And then they're both in the present tense, which was weird. Like, I go to her. She's staring straight ahead. Her
Yeah.
hair's wet. Yeah.
She also has a very annoying habit, and I don't know if she had to reach a word count or that she really thinks that her readers are this stupid, but everything was repeated more than once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
my
that
God.
was. I was questioning whether I had heard the information from another character's point of view, and now I was like hearing the new point of view from a different character, how they perceived it, which also did happen, but it was absolutely true that like Nina would repeat things that Nina had said in the previous section of Nina.
She
And Christian
talked-
would do the same thing. And I was like, you told us that you've lost a lot of children through miscarriage 4 times now. You are thinking to yourself about like the actions you're taking. Like,
That one, I honestly feel like that one made a little more sense because, like, oh, it's on the front of his mind or like he's thinking about it done. The thing that bothered me a lot was Nina kept being like explaining what macular degeneration was, and I was like, you gotta think you literally 2 pages ago told us your mom had it. And it's so boring. It's just like it
and
became.
we don't
it was like
need the details. She's blind. Okay, let's go.
But also, like the fact that she said it so many times, I was like, okay, great. This has got to come back, or else why the fuck is she telling us 5 times?
Oh yeah.
But it's also not just information. It's like it's the writing style. I have a little quote here.
Yes.
A smile that played on the edges of Jake's lips when he said how this man had shot his wife, as if something about that made him happy. Like, we know what a smile does. You don't need to say he smiled as if it made him happy.
Yes, it's the style that bothers me more than anything else. She'll say something like, "It's not a lie. What I'm saying isn't exactly the truth." It's like, yeah, I get what a lie is.
Yeah.
It's when you say something that's not entirely true. Sure.
Yeah,
It's like this
I just
explanation of like second grade vocab words.
I just opened to a random page and the line starts, "The sound of a car reaches my ears."
I love it.
No.
She
But
does
it's
fucking
like
do this all
the
the
sound
time.
of a car reaches my ears. My brain hears the noise. Yeah, check. Got it.
I loved it.
It's also the characters, though. They do the dumbest. It's like, that's how the characters think as well.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got another one.
Yeah,
The-
Claire, go.
The light falls on her face, bathing her in light.
Nice.
At one point, the characters, to make sure that they don't get fingered in this murder, is that a way to say
It is a real way to say it, but it was like a real way to say it in the 40s.
But it feels yucky.
Yeah, so they don't get
It's fun.
finger
It's
blasted
funny.
for the
It's
murder.
funny.
So they don't get finger blasted for the murder. The characters are like, we gotta move this car. So they
Oh my god.
like break into someone's house to move a car. It's just like Dumb and Dumber committing a murder.
It is so dumb the way that they approach this. And I think like the whole like her not plotting things, it's the steps that they take. I promise you they're getting caught 45 times before they actually get caught.
Yes.
But she'll like drop in little tidbits of like why they wouldn't get caught. First of all, he's basically like, I have all this evidence of guilty conscience because I have Googled 100 times how to hide a body, how to like, how many hits it takes to bludgeon somebody. And he's like, but don't worry. I got a little spooked a couple years ago that we were getting hacked. So our internet is off the grid. And it's like, no, it's not. There's
that's
no
not a
way your
thing.
internet's off the grid. Like you have Verizon. I'm sorry. There's no way. And
Yeah.
with like the moving of the car, he's like, I did all of this research about how to avoid traffic cameras. I'm sorry, what city planning is like, here are the traffic cameras all around.
Oh, and he's also like, and I'm doing research on my computer to see how we can get away with this murder. But don't worry, because I have a VPN, so nothing can ever be traced back to my computer. Oh.
You've been reading this book too much.
Yeah, she was just doing what Mary Kubica does, where she just repeats the same information a few times in case you missed it the first.
I was looking for a quote while
That's
Sabrina was
fair.
talking.
No, that's
I'm
fair.
sorry. Wait, I found something else I really wanted to share. Just an example of the kind of writing you're going to enjoy. So,
Okay.
learning about a character that's funny, okay? This is how this character was described. Damien and Jake are incredibly close. They went to college together. They've been friends for 2 decades. Okay, great. Yeah, based on your age, I knew that. Damien was Jake's best man at our wedding, and Jake was the best man at theirs. He gave the most hilarious speech. He had people doubled over laughing. I still remember it. Wow.
But don't tell us what it is.
Funny.
I still
Man, I'm
remember it.
laughing too.
It's sometimes so funny to be like, I still remember it. It was a speech at your wedding.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you've thought about it more than you've thought about other speeches you've heard in your life.
Also, love a good tell don't show. Love a good tell.
Absolutely.
It feels like when a bunch of people are like doing a bit and you're all like riffing back and forth, and then someone goes, "Oh, that reminds me. At my wedding, our best man, oh my God, he did the funniest thing." I was crying. I mean, everyone was crying, laughing. It was, he's so funny.
He did this bit. It was like, you thought that he was talking about me, but he was really talking about himself.
Have you seen? It's like the movie.
Why is it so funny to me?
Have you seen Sleepless in Seattle? Do you know the scene? Well, I don't want to get into specifics.
You know the scene.
You get it.
You get it. You get it, right? You get why that would be so funny? He's a card.
Oh my God.
He's a card. Yeah. Okay. So it's a very simple setup. Basically, again, we're switching between Christian POV and Nina POV. And as we've said before, Lily seems like the frailest little woman in the world. Christian's worried about her because she's pregnant. Is she miscarrying? No. He finds out like 48 hours later when she finally tells him that it was that she saw Jake at the woods and he came on to her, and then he got mad when she wouldn't do stuff with him, and then he she hit him on the head and she ran. She doesn't know what happened, but there's so much blood. And so then it's like they're going to try to find the body. Is he alive? Did he survive? But then we know from Nina's perspective that he has not come home, but they had a fight, so she thinks maybe he left her.
Also, did I miss it? How big was this fight? Like, my understanding of the fight is Jake doesn't love that Nina is 38 years old and still breastfeeding from her mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's okay, though. People can breastfeed as long as they want.
Absolutely. It's just that Jake doesn't like that.
Yeah, Jake is the problem.
Jake's the problem.
Toxically masculine.
He thinks that she spends too much time with her mother, which is really ramped up with mom's macular degeneration because now she can't drive herself anywhere and she has lots of doctor's appointments and she can't like go grocery shopping.
It means she can't shop for food.
At all.
That's what you can't go grocery shopping means. You can't buy food.
So, like, she needs Nina for everything. And
even though they talk about how rich they are and could obviously just get her a nurse.
Yeah. And it seems like maybe neurosurgeon husband might have some connections to nurses. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also want to just go back to what Sarah said, which is that Lily says that she randomly meets Jake in the woods and they're walking, and the lie she makes up, which is that he sees her and says, "Hey, can you come down this random path that's not a trail, it's like a deer path, because I saw a mother deer and like 3 fawns standing in a clearing down this path," and she's and like, then, okay.
And then he like basically is like, "Oh, did I say deer? I meant cock."
Are you ready to see the fawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a bizarre, like, only someone as stupid as Lily could make up the lie, and then only someone slightly dumber than Lily, aka her husband Christian, could believe the lie.
Yeah.
It was crazy, Christian.
To be fair, we don't know that that's a lie until the end of the book.
But we know.
I think we know.
And the deer came out, Christian, he ripped my panties off. The deer came out and he grabbed them. And so now I had to leave the woods without any underwear on.
And the deer probably also stole my earring, actually.
The deer stole my earring. And the deer's been calling my phone, Christian. It's a weird number that's been calling my phone.
The deer put a tracker on my car.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, who put the tracker on?
Oh, that's not. Oh, wait. It's Jake.
Jake put
Put
a
it on
tracker on
Nina's
Nina's car, so
Yeah.
that
Oh,
he
okay.
could
I just
see
was
when
thinking
she's
about
coming
that.
home.
Because
I thought maybe there was not the case, or there was going to be a twist with that, but there wasn't. Okay.
Oh yeah, there
It's
was.
just exactly what you
Here's
think
what
it
this
is.
book did. It gave us a red herring that like
Did it? Where?
Ryan, the other teacher, was a red herring.
So he is, just really quickly, he's another English teacher at the school
He just
who's
seemed
obsessed
nice.
with Nina, but mostly is just like a good friend.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't think he was that bad.
Yeah,
I
at
thought like
all. It was like
Okay.
he sent her flowers.
I was hoping
without a
Ryan was.
note.
I was hoping Ryan was going to come save her a few times. I was like, hopefully Ryan's still stalking her because it
Yeah,
would be really
Ryan
helpful for her now.
Ryan could have been so much more, but instead he was just a little red herring who I think was obviously obsessed with Nina. But, you know, he's like out at the car and he's like, what's this GPS tracking device on your car? Everything okay with your husband at home? And Nina's like, why would you ask that? Everything's fine. Everything's totally fine. This is a GPS tracker.
But everything wasn't fine. She should have gone for Ryan. That's
Right.
my
This is
opinion.
another
Yeah.
example of her like telling everybody that everything's perfectly fine. And then he's not gone. You know what makes you seem guilty of murder? When you know someone's missing and you say, no, they're home.
Yeah. And
They're
then
home and
when you
everything's good. Why would you ask?
report them missing, and then a couple days later, you're like, actually, you know what? My blind mother saw him walking on the street, so I think he's fine. It's normal, and so I want to go ahead and cancel that missing persons report. Also, if someone I loved went missing, I'm sorry if this is an abuse of the system, but if I truly knew it was someone who would not on their own accord be missing, and if I knew in my heart that foul play, when the police ask, do you have any reason to suspect that something bad has happened? I would be like, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. If they said, do they have any special medications that they need to take that they don't have? I would say, yes. It's my husband that I love. I'm going to say anything I
his
need to
medication.
say. To get, yeah.
I also can track my husband. Like I
Oh, you
Yeah.
can.
have Find My
can't?
Friends on his
No, you can't.
phone.
Absolutely.
You can track your wife.
Yeah.
You can track your husband. Clara?
Yeah, I have Find My
No.
Friends on.
Wow.
I would know where he
I suppose
is
I
in
could
any
if I
situation.
put the effort in.
Yeah,
Matt
It's
told me
pretty
he didn't
easy.
like that it drains his phone's battery.
That's fake and it doesn't do that.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I mean, he might
unless he's
it's
got
true.
the app. Unless he has the app open all the time. But
I do think that he does not close apps.
No, I honestly, it's upsetting to me that I don't track all of you.
I don't even. have
You
my
can
own.
track me anytime you want.
I would love to track.
I would love you to track
Oh,
me.
I don't know
track
how
me.
to do. You don't have an
Yeah.
Apple though. I don't
But
know.
yeah,
how
I
to
don't
do
have
I
an
it on
track
Apple
on
devices.
Google Maps now. I just have to.
You
figure
know
out
what?
how
I
to
do
do it.
think we tried to do something that wasn't of an Apple thing, and maybe that did drain the battery because it was like an Android like special app. You
I
maybe have to
track
keep running.
my other friend, also Sarah B. We have an app that
Put
is
me
for
in.
families. It's called Life 360.
Okay. Yeah, that was the one we used.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't drain the battery, huh?
Well, I don't know. It might.
Interesting.
Well.
But I track other Sarah on it. I track my friend Mary on
Okay, we're
it.
gonna get me.
Tells
at
me when
it.
their phone battery.
I don't want to hear any
going
more
low.
about others, Sarah.
Yeah, this-
I don't want to hear any.
I want to get me at it. I want you to know where I am at all times.
I would like to know.
I would like you to know.
Yeah. Okay.
I like to know. It's helpful to me because sometimes when I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to start being like, where are you? What's taking so long? I can just calmly look at that and I'll be like, okay, he is 20 minutes away. I will not bother him with
Yeah.
calls and questions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or you can be like, I see that you're at the grocery store. Very nice. Very good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Get me yogurts.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Or I can sneak up on him, scare him.
Ooh, fun.
I've never done
That's
that
fun.
one.
Mhm.
A lot of options.
But it also makes me feel good because it's like, if I am like, oh no, like, where is she?
Yeah.
And then I like look and I'm like, oh, that's sad. She's still at work, but not dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably.
that's what I mean. It
Okay.
can help you feel like you're like, okay, that makes sense. I don't need to figure
But
it
I
out.
do think this is way too much for our characters to handle. An app.
They're
Oh,
so stupid.
Oh, they couldn't. The
I mean,
sweethearts
he
don't
put
even
a
have
tracking
smartphones.
device on her phone. I don't even know where
On her
one,
car.
on her car. I don't even know where one gets a detachable GPS
It wasn't.
tracking
There wasn't
device
even
in
enough of a
2023.
reason.
Yeah,
Jake's
it's
Which is when this
character.
book was published.
Why
Breaking
would
Bad.
okay? Given what we know about Jake by the end of the book, does it make any sense that he would have a tracker on her? Like, I don't even
It's
understand.
because
He's
what
trying
he
to
wanted to
cheat.
know when she was going to be home because
Yeah.
spoiler coming up,
Again,
he was
uh-oh.
sleeping with Lily.
Can
They
you
were in
even
a
believe it?
relationship?
This
I
is
know
a
you're
twist
as
that happens.
shocked as we all are.
This is a quote unquote twist. This is what
Yeah,
I'm
this is
talking
like
about
a
how the
page
twists are-
300 reveal where it's like, and you could tell the author was like, she was drawing it out, the reveal, in this slow bird way where she's like, you're starting to see what's coming, huh? 300 pages in, and all of a sudden you realize these two might have been sleeping together. Okay? And you're starting to suspect it. And now,
Lily's not so innocent.
in 5 pages, I'm about to tell you, confirm your worst fear. I bet you have a cold, sick feeling in your gut right now.
So
but yes,
funny.
it's also funny because Jake and Lily only slept together 5 times, which, okay, when I say only, I would have to murder someone if they cheated on me to that degree. But the point is, like, are we at the point of installing a tracking device on your wife's car? Like,
Yeah, it's not that long of. I mean, come on.
no,
we
that's
don't-
not
Also, you're
fair.
gone
We
with
don't
the
know who else
mom.
he had been cheating with and like how long his cheating
Holy
had
shit.
gone on.
You're
You're
right, Lily
right.
probably wasn't the first.
Yeah.
You're right. That is a good
That
point.
cad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a fucking dog.
He's a dog. Woof, woof.
I bet he is a dog.
Dog
in her.
is barking
A dog is
outside
barking.
on cue.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. And the secret.
Yeah.
So to explain what happened in the book, so
go ahead,
she
Claire.
was lying about Jake trying to come on to her and attack her in the woods. She was actually trying to break up with Jake, and he got so mad at her in the woods that
But
he.
did you believe this? I didn't believe this
It
part
doesn't
story
make sense
it was
because
Never
then why are
believed it
they
from
on
the
the weird
beginning.
side path?
Well, also like the way that the story plays out. So when he first goes missing, she goes to work and Nina, husband of Jake, points out that her earring is missing. And she like really freaks out about it. Cut to the earring was lost in Jake's car. Because they were fucking in his car that morning, right? And then
Must
they
have been.
Oh my God, you're right. If she
then-
lost the earring that morning, they
Right.
must have been fucking in the car that morning. And then she breaks up with him right after.
Right, exactly. I didn't make. That's why I
And
was like,
why did
she's
she-
lying. She's
Why are
still
they
lying.
going? They fuck
Yeah.
in the car and then they go deep into the woods.
Wait,
Yeah,
I
why
mean,
did
and
they
this
do
is
that?
why we
Happening?
plot our books, Mary.
Like, what was she?
Because
what was
days
happening?
matter, details matter, Mary.
Like,
don't understand.
oh, we had one last goodbye fuck, and that was supposed to be it. But he wanted to do 2 goodbye fucks, and I said no.
Put my
Like,
foot
that was
down,
the
Christian.
story.
Only if the second one can be deep hidden in the woods, where we might see a fawn.
It
Wanna
just
show a
didn't
fun,
make
a
sense.
miracle of life. Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all.
And like the police at some point come to the house of Christian Lily, and Lily like becomes like a super villain all of a sudden. She's like, I heard Nina and him were fighting.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
want to tell you. And it was like, oh my God. I don't know. It was like,
Oh, and then as it's happening, Christian is creaming his pants.
Yes, he's like, so Christian is a wife guy, like to the highest order. So
He
as
is,
Lily
he
is
is.
like, actually, I heard Nina and Jake have been fighting a bit. He's like, oh my God, my wife is lying to protect me, a potential accomplice to murder. She's so
She's
smart.
so
My
so hot.
wife. It's so hot. My precious little flower, Lily. She's never told a lie in her
She's
life. I'm listening to the first
manipulative.
one. Yeah. He honestly thinks of her as like this like little angel that has
Yeah.
never been touched by like dirt or grime in
Anything.
any way.
Except she did have a lobotomy.
Yeah.
This is like part of why it's so amazing. She could come up with a lie. Her brain.
It is
Incredible.
really nuts.
I was actually impressed with her knowing that she was like where she was in in her pregnancy. I was like, oh, that's hard. You're gonna be really tired and just want to sleep all the time and throwing up a lot. But I don't
She's
remember
9
her
weeks.
ever. I don't remember that happening ever with her. Now that I think about it, she's
No.
Well,
Well,
she was under a lot of
she's
stress.
under
I
a
don't
lot
know
of
if
stress.
she's
She's
going to get a lot
covering
of
up a
sleep.
murder, an affair.
right.
Yeah.
But you would think
Also,
that
I
on
mean,
top of the hormones
Who's
would
the
be.
father of this baby?
He
We
did a
don't know.
paternity test at the end.
Oh, did he?
Very end.
Yeah, he
there's
did.
like I did a paternity
Again, a
test. Her
non-twist.
giant forehead is mine. Yeah, it's like, okay, great.
Disgusting.
That's so
I don't give a
boring.
shit.
I'm so bored. by
Yeah,
that.
I don't care.
I don't care.
It also
Why
was
is-
like, so why are you guys like talking? I don't know. I'm like, she's crazy, obviously,
She
but you
killed
just,
someone.
well, whatever. We just skipped to the end. Okay. Anyway.
Also, he sort of shames new parents when he's like, she's 2 months old and she's laughing and she sits up and she said her first word. It was Dada. It's like, no, she
Did I
didn't.
miss the end of this book?
yeah, you
It
must have.
doesn't.
There's an
It
epilogue.
matters as little as anything else. Sabrina, don't worry.
Hmm.
But to go back
don't remember the epilogue.
earlier.
Did she go to prison?
No.
No.
They-
Oh, wow.
there's
You
a
really
s-
don't know what happens if you miss this part.
There's a second where he goes, I like wake our daughter up from a nap, which like, fuck off. She's 2 months old. You're
Yeah.
not waking
Yeah.
her up from a nap to go do something.
No.
But you apparently wake her up from a nap to go visit mommy. It's always so hard when we do the mommy visit. So you're like, oh, I guess she is in prison. But then no, it's just like visit mommy
what-
on a park bench where we
And
visit
he calls it
mommy.
visit mommy when it's her week for custody.
Yeah.
Visit
I'm
mommy.
like, I'm still like, also, I'm like, it's a newborn. She should have more custody than that. I don't know.
It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense that he would have the baby for a week at a time at 8 weeks old.
Well,
Makes no
I
sense.
will say that things do get a little hairy in custody when one has murdered.
But
She didn't. She wasn't.
she's
The
not
mom is
convicted.
in
Oh,
jail. The
right,
mom.
right. Okay, when
And-
one
which we
bludgeons
haven't
a
even
man in
gotten.
the woods.
But luckily,
We haven't even gotten
Sabrina, there's no question. It's Lily's never tried or convicted for the crime because it turns out, actually, that the crime perpetrator was all along mommy of Nina.
Yes, that I did know.
Macular
That's in the
degeneration
book
mommy.
proper.
But the thing is that really smooths things over. She's dying of cancer anyway, so nobody gives a shit that she has to go to jail because
She
about
doesn't even
to
have
die.
to. They let her out because they're like, let her die in her own home.
So it really
Yeah.
works out for everyone. She gets to die. Nobody
She
goes to
could die.
jail.
Nobody goes.
Yeah, it was the most.
Also,
an
she's
ending
not
ever.
blind. In case anybody
yeah.
was wondering.
Yeah, so
It was-
she does have macular degeneration, but she was just exaggerating it to the doctors and in front of Nina and all that, like doing the eye test, being like, does it say C D G F when she knows very well?
Or does
what
it say
says, you know what
black
I mean?
plum? I
But
read black plum.
and the whole background with the mom is that Nina's dad, her husband, left them when they were young, was a cheater, so I guess she's suspicious of men, was always suspicious of Jake. When the mom finds out that Jake is cheating and then followed him to watch Lily
Watch them
smash him
fuck.
in the head, watch them fucks, get smashed in the head, and then she said, keep going deeper had his gun and then shot him.
His own gun shot him execution style in the woods. And it was deeper in the woods. And that's why Lily and Christian couldn't find him when they tried to go dispose of his body. Like the stupidest fucking criminals alive. They're like
They're so bad at it.
continuously going back to the scene of the crime.
At least 3 times they go back.
So many things happen that you're like, this has to come into play later because they're being such a dumb even Nina at one point picks up the gun. Like she finds Jake's gun and she picks it up with her hands, and I'm like, oh, she's fucking up. Now the evidence, her fingerprints are on it. Now they're gonna say she did it. Nope. No issues.
And it's when she
Nothing
knows
happens.
it's the murder weapon also.
Yeah.
It's like she finds
what
it
are you doing?
in her
What
mom's
the fuck are you
trunk.
doing?
Yeah. Is it fair to say, though, if you are attempted murdered by 2 separate people in the same day, maybe you deserve to be murdered?
I think that there's an argument.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
interesting that the
2
mom
separate
still
people.
shot him instead of being like, here's an opportunity to frame someone. Like,
He's like bleeding out from a head wound.
Yeah.
He's about
Let
to
me
die
just hit
anyway.
him with the butt of the gun. Yeah, I don't
It is-
know. I guess
she's stupid too is the problem.
She might be
Also,
stupid,
like,
too.
I think that in real life, Nina would have been much more of a person of interest based on her behavior when her husband went missing of
Yeah, it's crazy.
pretending he hadn't gone missing, not going to the police,
To the
then
extent
suddenly
of
going
lying,
to
Go
the
to the
police.
police. He went,
Lie. No,
But
but
her
she didn't at
colleagues
first.
called
she
and
went
said,
pretty quickly.
he's not coming to work. Is he okay? And she's like, he's fine.
He's fine.
That's crazy.
And
But
then she
went
like
to the police right
But
away.
then she went to the police right away, like right after that. She didn't want the like people at work to know, but she went to the police. She was concerned about him. I think she went at a fine amount of time.
I
don't
think she
I don't have a
did.
problem with
Boy,
it.
I'm happy I'm not Mike.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
I don't think she did. And also, she like her story kept changing. It was so weird. And the murder weapon was in her house. Like, I don't know if I'm the police. I'm pretty suspicious of you. I'm probably getting a warrant on you.
The murder weapon
Am
was
I
in the
gonna
car.
look-
I'm warranting you as
It was
hell.
in the
Yeah.
car.
In her garage.
In her mom's
Oh, her
garage.
mom's car. It was in her mom's car? In
I
the
thought it was
mom's
in her own garage. It was in her own garage.
No, she was staying
No,
at
it
her
was in-
mom's.
She was
that
at her
point.
mom's house. It was in the mom's car in the
Oh.
garage.
Mm,
Which
well,
again, Mom, why don't you just get rid of the murder weapon? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, don't drive the murder weapon everywhere you go.
Oh, that is the other thing. All the characters in the book are like, let's take the evidence we have and just carry it around with us all day because I'm not sure where to
That's
put
it.
it.
Like, okay, there's a whole thing about Jake or
Yeah.
Christian who had Lily's bloody clothes from when she bludgeoned Jake, and he's holding on. They're in this car for weeks, and he keeps being like, "Oh
Well,
no, are they somebody going to look at my
First, they were
car
just
and see
hanging
it?"
on a door in their house.
Yeah, he kept forgetting.
Just put them in the wash.
Yeah.
I
Right,
mean, like,
Jake was kinked by this. He was absolutely not Jake, sorry, Christian. He was absolutely way too into it. He instantly like went
Yeah.
into I'm a murderer now too mode.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he
And,
loved it.
Like
Yeah.
everything he
He's a
did, he was
freak.
like so obsessed with furthering the crime. Like
Yes.
all of a sudden he was like, we've got to move the car. I will be breaking into their home. I will find the spare key. I will move the car myself.
I'll murder Nina if I have to.
And he's
Yeah,
when
there
he's
was a
in the
whole
house,
scene.
he's like, "Oh no, I'm not alone," because they make this little plot where Lily and Nina are going to go out to breakfast, and he's going to break into the house and steal the keys. He breaks in. He's like, "I'm not alone. Oh no!" And then he's like, "Oh, maybe it's just the cat." And then he's like, "No, definitely a person like flushing the toilet or something." And then he's like, "But I'm so close. I gotta get them keys. Get out that you gotta get out of the house at that point." Because he has no idea that mom is allegedly blind.
Mhm, mhm.
And then mom sees him square up, and then he runs away. And then
Yeah.
he just goes on his merry way to move the fucking car like a psychopath. Like, I'm sorry, you think that your fingerprints aren't going to be all over this car? Like a hair isn't going to fall into the car?
But he has
You
the
think there's gonna
VPN.
be-
He wore gloves. He wore
You think
gloves.
there's going to be
He wore
no
gloves.
traffic cameras that catch you? No people seeing you do this? That's so stupid.
Oh,
I
I
love-
actually have a quote about how he kept his hair. Well, it's not about that, but how to keep his hair from getting in the car. Well, here's
Okay.
how Nina describes what he wore when she eventually sees a doorbell camera video. He wears jeans, a jacket, and some kind of hat.
Some kind of hat.
And we know it's a baseball hat. It's called a baseball hat. Works.
I've never
She
seen
wasn't
anything like it.
sure.
It's
She
like a
wasn't sure.
sombrero, but 3/4 of the sombrero is cut off, and only one part has the bill that you would expect.
Oh my god.
The author was trying to make it like you can't, like the doorbell camera footage is hard to read, but instead Nina just looks like she doesn't know what a hat is.
I loved it. I love the like next door aspect of all that, but we should take a quick commercial break. We'll be
Oh,
right
yeah,
back.
yeah,
We got more to
Okay.
talk about. And we're back. Yeah. So the whole Nina does the whole thing where she finds out. She's like, her mom says her husband came back, so she's like, "Oh, I gotta see him. I just want to see him," which is like, I think, a weird reason to go on next door essentially and be like, "Hey, I got a package stolen. Does anybody have footage?" And then a bunch of people send her footage, and she sees it's not him. It's a mystery man in some kind of hat, driving. What was it, Honda Accord?
A hat like an athlete would wear. It's a Honda, definitely.
And the police can do nothing about it. There's no, I guess.
Which Sarah and I know from when our identities were stolen, the police are useless.
Not going to do anything.
Yeah.
They do pay a little more attention to murder, I will say.
Oh, right. Oh, there's no body. There's no body yet. It's just missing.
Yeah. I will say something good that I think Mary, the author, did was make his car a black Honda Accord. Because that is like legitimately, I was like, I'm sorry, but there are 40 million black Honda Accords in this town alone.
Okay, I did also appreciate when Christian was like, Lily, you need to get the spare car keys so we can move the car. Crazy. But then he like tells her what a key fob is, and then he reminds her what a BMW looks like. And I was like, I would need that.
Yeah,
I would
my
need Matt
two-year-old
to be like,
my
here you
2-year-old
go.
knows what the BMW looks like, I think.
I have no clue. I couldn't describe it right now, gun to my head.
It says BMW.
It does.
Yeah, it says BMW.
Really?
It's like got blue and white checkers.
It's not even a symbol. It just literally tells you what it is.
Okay, well, I couldn't have told you that. If you had a gun, I'd be dead right now.
I got to get you to spend time with my son.
I want that too, Sarah.
But I think somebody drove a Tesla at some point, which I was like, this doesn't take place in LA. Because if it was LA, the Honda Accord car would be a white Tesla. Then they'd be like, oh, white Tesla. Everyone's got that fucking car.
Yeah.
That's what it would be.
Remember when
Wow, your life is different than ours.
They thought the DC sniper was using a white van because whenever there was a shooting, there was also a white van there.
I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. That's really funny.
There's
no white van involved in that.
We try. I want to talk about my favorite scene, which was a nonsensical one where Jake suddenly was like, oh, let me throw out this bloody clothes. Or Jake, sorry. Christian was like, let me throw out Lily's bloody clothes. And so he walks like down the street to throw it in his neighbor's trash can. At the
Classic
same time,
underage drinking move.
Yeah.
At the same time, Nina's watching him, and then like Nina goes and gets them and sees that it's bloody clothes. And then there's this whole scene of Christian murdering her, which I was like, wow.
Stop. Really was like, I don't even like the book.
I don't want to listen to this.
Yeah. It was a graphic murder. It seemed like it was happening.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he was like, and that's what I imagined in those 2 seconds where I reached for the car door to stop her. And I was like, wow, that's fucking insane that you just did that to us. Like, that's, I think that's crazy for the author to do that. Like, no, it's not what he imagined in 2 seconds. You just wrote like a half-hour murder scene, you fucking psycho. Anyway, and then to be like, but that's not something the character would do. It's like she put a twist in there to be like, something, he took it too far. But then like was like, nah, just kidding. Undo twist.
It was when I thought it happened, loved.
Yes. Yeah. It was the only time I felt excited in the book. I was like, you know what? I didn't see this coming. That he actually
and what's going to happen
Nina.
now?
What's going to happen?
And I loved it. And
so
I was like, oh,
afterwards.
he's getting so into it. This is happening. He's going too far, and now he's going to find out his wife did it, and then he's going to be so deep because he's going to have murdered someone. Like, I was like, that's interesting, but no, that wasn't it. It's just a thought in his head. And instead, okay, go ahead. There.
And it wasn't even like impactful, like, wow, it doesn't even inform the character later. Like the fact that he has this murderous fantasy isn't like something he examines about himself later. Like he's becoming a dark person. It's meaningless. It might as well not be in the fucking book.
Exactly. And then what happens is he's like, give me this back, and Nina's like, rightfully like, the bag of bloody clothes. And then Christian's like, she had a miscarriage, like that's why it's bloody clothes. And Nina doesn't really believe him, but he takes it back. But like, to me, I was like, oh, is this setting up something where like they're going to be in a situation where it's all based on whether or not she really is pregnant, and then they have to have the decision about like the only way she gets away with it is if she actually gets an abortion or something, because if they can tell that she's pregnant, like they know that this was a lot. Like, and I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting setup. High stakes. They've been like gone through a
That's
lot of
very
miscarriages.
creative,
The baby's
Sarah.
important.
Yeah.
But no, it was nothing happened. No, nothing happened.
Didn't
from
matter
it.
at all.
Didn't matter. It was wild to me.
I also want to say, like, lest you think that that Christian is just someone with murderous fantasies, he's also really funny. And I have this great scene. It just like makes me laugh and laugh. At some point, Christian says, "I'll say it was me that murdered him, Lily. It doesn't mean that I wasn't there. It isn't something you did alone. We're in this together, Lily. Remember? Like Bonnie and Clyde, trying and failing to get a smile out of her."
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's really funny. And, you know, it's just like such a funny thing to say in that situation, like Bonnie and Clyde. And you just know that in the heat of the moment, your wife who just murdered someone is going to crack the fuck up.
Right. And this is this after he finds out about the gunshot? Because like that was the twist. That was another twist where it's like, oh, he thinks that he was bludgeoned to death, but it was all in self-defense. And then like the body's found. It's reported that he died of a gunshot wound, and he's all like, she's been lying to me. And starts
so
finally
stupid.
Getting suspicious of her. Finally getting suspicious. And
Yes.
she's like, no, I didn't shoot him.
It was a weird
so
180 on his part after believing everything, hearing one thing, believing all this bullshit. She went to see a fawn, etc. Then they say it's a gunshot wound, and suddenly he's like, I don't trust a thing about her. She said she hit him with a rock, but it was really a gun. He starts searching her stuff for a hidden gun. Like it seemed like a huge
Yeah.
As she walks across the room, he's like, "What's in her hands?" Guess what, reader? It's nothing. Just hands
to hug him. Hands to hug.
Yeah, hands to hug. I hate this book so much.
I liked it though.
I know. I like the beginning part, man. Basically, up until the fake murder was revealed as a fake murder, I liked it. The gentle ride. I liked the part when he was sneaking into her house to get the keys. Oh, and there's someone there. It's like such low stakes suspense.
Yeah. I liked how stupid everybody was.
Everyone.
It
That
was
was
frustrating.
It was nice. I don't know. It was just
It
like
made me feel smart. It made me feel smart.
And then Nina
I think
just was doing such dumb shit, just not talking, like not communicating things, like being suspicious, or I don't like all the shit she did was like, if you had just talked to someone else or been more open about what was going on, a lot of this would have been resolved. You wouldn't have been almost murdered. You wouldn't have all the stuff. It was.
I will say, and the other characters we don't have the benefit of being in their heads, but I would say if I encountered either Nina or Christian, whose point of views that we got, I would hate them. I would hate them so much.
Yeah.
Nina doesn't deserve a nice life.
No.
She's a bad wife and she's stupid.
She deserves to die.
And she has teacher.
It's a shame that the affair wasn't resulting in her death, to be honest.
I agree.
I don't know.
Wow.
She's just,
I don't think it's harsh.
I did
and
not dislike Nina
Christian,
this much.
My God, what a and okay. I have a complaint about the book, but simultaneously I did want to see it and I didn't want to see it.
Okay.
I would call it an almost sex scene. Is basically right after Christian finds out that his wife maybe bludgeoned a man to death.
Yes.
And he gets hard over it, which like I really like. I'm thinking about that last book where that guy was like, yeah, of course I still love you. Why do you think I was hard when you walked in? And maybe I just like, when they were having like a big fight, maybe I just like really forget what men are. But like, your wife is like, yeah, I bludgeoned a man in the woods. And he's like, poke, poke. And then
it really was. It was so weird. It was weird. That's what I'm saying. It was really.
Is this the moppy sex scene, Sarah?
But we don't
This is
get
yes,
like a
it
sex
was.
scene. Like we get like
Okay.
her being pulled
He
into
he lays her
partner,
down, and then
Yeah.
like that's what I mean. It was like
lowers
not
himself
good.
into her.
It was like really slow, but like also, why is this happening now? Everyone should be sad.
Everyone should be sad. We shouldn't be fucking. It's
just
not
like
the time.
her being a victim.
Yeah,
Turns
it's
out.
like he's getting
sure.
off on the fact that he feels like he can protect her by becoming an accomplice in her
He
murder.
really should have murdered Nina. I mean, honestly, everything about the setup for his character makes more sense for him to be a big murderer. Not like
Right.
the hero almost at the end, because like at the very end, he I guess doesn't get in trouble. His wife doesn't get in trouble, who he's been trying to like protect anyway. But he also is like, well, you cheated on me. And like they separate. So he
said he'd love her no matter what. No matter what she did.
Good for
He
him.
said that.
He doesn't
he
seem
went
concerned
back on his
about
word.
the murder, or the bludgeoning, or like all the lies, or like the manipulation. Doesn't just is like, when you cheated on me, boo.
Right.
Yeah.
The fact
Yeah.
that she like led him to commit more crimes.
Yeah,
And,
all
no,
these
that's
things.
fine.
All
What
these
I
things.
would have loved didn't happen. Spoiler alert. But what I would have loved is if we did find out that the baby was the murdered Jake's baby.
Yes.
I agree.
That would have been fun and
Because
interesting.
it would have been really good, because it was kind of like a whole subplot that Nina and Jake didn't have kids, and they were like, will
Yes.
they, won't they have kids? And
It
she
would
thought
make
about it a lot.
sense.
And then it would be like so cool if that baby was Jake's baby. And so then all of a sudden, like, does Nina have a part in its life?
Mhm.
I don't
This
know.
Are
was
Nina
an
gonna
example-
co-parent?
like in
Right?
It's an example of another non-twist.
Yes.
It's like,
Yes.
and the baby was who we always said it was.
With no twist.
who the father was. You know. what I mean?
Although
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
bad for that baby. It doesn't have great parent situation.
No.
Or great
No,
genes.
the dad drives a Honda Accord. That's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Also, I would say a weird theme throughout this book that didn't pay off in any way was class divides. Like they talked
yeah.
a lot
Yes.
about how Jake was a neurosurgeon and Christian was not a neurosurgeon.
He
It
was a
like
research
upper middle
analyst.
class versus
Yeah.
really up.
Yeah, I know.
middle
I was
class.
I did not care. I was
Versus
like,
lower upper class.
yeah,
We can both afford really fancy houses, but
but-
theirs
but-
is bigger.
and they get a car, but I couldn't afford a nice car after my fancy house that I bought. It was so annoying. As someone who does not own a house, I was like, fuck this guy.
Also, the book weirdly, like Nina who has the fancy house, takes a weird opportunity to like shit on her house growing up, where she's like, it's a ranch, 3 bedrooms, barely over 1,000 square feet. It's like, that
That's a
house
house.
sounds fine.
Yeah.
That's a regular-
That sounds-
yeah.
That's a regular house.
Cute
Yeah.
little house.
Could still even be upper middle class. You know?
Yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah.
depending
Depending
on
on
your
the
location.
area. Yeah.
That might be $1 million+ house, you dumb bitch.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, these characters suck.
Yeah, I hate them.
And the mom and
Um,
the you know what I want to say? I want to say the one good thing about the mom being the ultimate killer. It made me feel really good, because I feel like the more common trope is like the mom is like psychotically obsessed with her son.
Oh,
and
sure.
and so I like
Really
this
turned
was-
that trope on its head.
I like that this was a mom psychotically obsessed with her daughter and like wanted to be in a relationship with her daughter almost. Like, I liked that. That was fun. I thought, like, let's
I
screw
like that.
Oedipus. Let's do this.
It feels
and,
right.
And you know what? Like, it's nice to see that a woman at 62 can still murder. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? She's
Oh,
not.
absolutely.
Society isn't done with her yet.
I mean, social science would tell you that people age out of crime, but
But not her. She'll
Not
she's
her.
beginning
I thought
again
they
at
liked to
62.
steal. I thought
A
they
new
like to
life.
steal a lot when they get older. Thought they're
Well,
kleptos.
Shoplift, maybe. Yeah.
Shoplift, yeah, that's
but
what I
is
mean.
it a crime if you've lost your mind?
Fair.
But I like a lot about the mother being psychotically obsessed with the daughter was that throughout the book, it was painted as if Jake was the asshole for being like, when you have time, it should be with me, not your mom. I'm home alone while you're with your mom. And that was like what they always fought about and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But like considering she lied about being
Murdering?
blind and killed the husband, maybe Jake had a point.
Yeah, I know. I thought that too. I was like, Jake probably wasn't as bad as he was
But
made
the
out
book,
to be.
yeah, made it seem like he was psychotic and like
Yes.
controlling.
Yeah.
And
Well, and they did reveal that he was like a little weird in that when he first met Christian, he was fixated on Christian's wife and was like, "You're so lucky to have her."
Oh yeah, that's a thing. Every man in the book that interacts with Lily is like, oh,
Yeah, she's hot. Nina's like a 7, but Lily's a 10, baby. Even when she's crying and in her first trimester or whatever.
Oh yeah, Christian makes a point to be like, she's crying, but within a few seconds, her puffy eyes will disappear and no one's gonna be able to tell. It's like she's such a beautiful crier. It's just she never gets red. It's just like a single tear falls down her cheek.
he's made of porcelain. Careful.
I love it.
I like, how about the fact that so we learned today from Sabrina that the author was a former high school teacher and both our main character women are high school teachers.
Yeah.
It just seemed like, and I guess now I understand why. It's because that's what the author was. But it was an interesting setting, unnecessary setting that they were coworkers there. They both seemed like really bad teachers.
They did not seem like good teachers, I'll tell you
they
that.
skipped out a lot.
Pretty
Yeah.
late for work a lot. They what do? They like to put on videos for the kids, which is a substitute move as I've come to know it.
Yes.
And Nina was always like, the kids are out of control and I don't have the effort in me to do anything. She kept also mentioning her student teacher. I thought that was going to be something like she'd get fired or something because the student teacher would tell on what a bad job she was doing. But that, I guess, was a red herring or just.
I don't know. Or given the fact that she didn't outline, probably just something she forgot she mentioned.
Yeah, something she forgot. Just an unnecessary detail.
They also mention, I think, Jake's parents at some point being suspicious, and then nothing happened with that again. Never.
Yeah. Something
she didn't like. She basically, it took way too long to tell Jake's parents that Jake was missing. She was like, well, they're probably just lying for him anyway.
Oh, yeah.
They wouldn't tell me. It's like your in-laws wouldn't tell you if your husband was staying with them if you were going to the police because you thought he was missing.
Yeah.
Then they're psychotic.
What kind of relationship do you people
they
have?
did that a bad relationship, I guess, but I don't know. All right.
Imagine if your high school teacher had a Tesla. I mean, that thing is not surviving a high school parking lot.
Where we used to live, we were parked next to an elementary school. I cannot tell you the number of times our car got keyed.
Oh my God.
The mirrors got broken off the car. I'm
From
sorry.
the teachers.
From the teachers. I'm sorry, but
jealous.
Teachers are crazy.
Yeah.
They're jealous of your Tesla.
They were jealous of, yes.
They wouldn't have done that to a Tesla. They were trying to get you to get a Tesla. They were trying to. That's what they wrote with
Tesla
the key.
They
wanted us to get rid of whatever.
T.
No, we carved Tesla on the side.
We did that.
I wanted people to think.
That's so funny.
Sabrina, I thought I saw that you had an answer as the author.
I do.
Should we?
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe we can do. Let's do it now, and then we'll take a commercial break.
Okay.
You're so lucky, listeners. You don't have. You get it now.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah's benevolent.
Well, if you guys keep talking, she's gonna be like, "No, never mind."
You're right. Fuck.
She does seem mad.
Mary, is there ever a justification for acting illegally or immorally? One character in your book refused to justify wrongdoing even when she had a good excuse for it. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, don't you know, the law is a very complicated, and you need to be able, to
read to understand the law, okay? And I'll tell you a secret. None of the characters in my book can read. Okay? Don't you know? So that's why it's so special that they were English teachers, okay?
The accent is wavering.
Look, I don't even know whether I'm gonna try it now. I'm
You gotta try it.
All right.
Mary, same question.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I had a character who was had a good excuse. Yeah. She was she could have said, self-defense. But what you don't know is that she knows that, men don't believe women. They think they're all sluts. So
Yeah.
that's why, she didn't want to say what you would say is the truth. I guess.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't think I can do the accent.
Okay. You gotta do the accent.
I don't think it's- okay,
Mary, same question.
Bubbler. Trying to get it in there. Pop.
Very good. That's right.
Can you explain to me what was the very good reason she had not to go? She had an excuse?
Are you asking me, the interviewer, Mary?
Yeah. You said one of my characters had an excuse.
Yay.
Oh,
Yay.
yeah. Well, I guess it's okay to spoil it for the listeners at this point. But yeah, one of your characters had a really good excuse, which was, self-defense maybe. Why she bludgeoned this. He tried to kiss her, and
She wouldn't get in trouble.
he attacked her.
So she wouldn't bubbler, so she wouldn't get I don't know. That's cool. Interesting. I didn't know. I don't know if that's right. She hit him with a rock.
All right, now I'm excited to see Sabrina do it.
Pop.
Okay. Pop. Okay, so the question was, is there ever justification for acting illegally or immorally? One character had a pretty good excuse but wouldn't justify it. And can you comment on that? And Mary said, oh gosh, you hear those excuses all the time, and is it ever okay to justify bad behavior? I think there are times of self-defense. Is it okay to defend yourself? I think that it is,
Okay, so
Wow,
she didn't answer
Sabrina,
the
that was
question
very
either.
Good.
So I was closest.
Yeah, she didn't answer she did not answer the question.
Is it okay to defend yourself? I was closest.
Yeah. You were closest because of
She
that.
thinks maybe it could be,
The question is about why did the character refuse to justify the self-defense? Is that not the question?
Yeah, it's like, why didn't she say, I go to the police and say, in self-defense, I hit someone with a rock.
She didn't
He
answer.
was trying to attack.
She didn't answer. Yeah, Clara was right. You're right, Clara.
I think if I were the author and I were asked the question,
Oh, okay.
the response I would give.
Okay. Wow, this has never happened before, ladies and gentlemen. That
Yeah.
someone has been so upset by our fake responses. Go ahead, Sabrina.
Well, I'm upset with the real response too.
Okay.
I think I would say it's actually a really real phenomenon that when you're in that moment, it feels real, it feels justified, you have to do it. But then immediately afterward, like, it's such a horrific act that you are definitely afraid that they're not going to believe that it was self-defense and then you're going to be charged with murder. So you're going to hide it.
And I guess then I would counter with, well, what about her husband who wasn't there and didn't suffer any trauma? And he also immediately was like,
I know.
do not go to the police and say it
He
was
should have said
self-defense.
go to the
Well,
police.
what
He
I
should
would
have.
say there, is that it was a really real phenomenon for Christian, that it made him hard, that he thought his wife had bludgeoned another man.
Absolutely, man.
Okay,
that's-
so I
And
guess it
you
was-
don't go to
Is
the
there-
police over things that make you hard.
You don't
And is
go
there
to the
anything
police
more
when you're
real
hard.
to a man? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Everybody knows that.
They put you in jail. All right, let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back
She
with any
still got us, you guys.
final thoughts and Goodreads 5-star reviews, etc. BRB. And we're back. Sabrina, I think you had a point you wanted to make before we moved on.
Yeah, more of a question. Maybe I missed something. So when Christian breaks into the house
Mhm.
and then he's greeted by not being alone,
Yeah.
and blind mom sees him, and then but he gets away. It's like, oh, thank God she's blind. But the thing is, she's not blind.
Right.
And so my question is, she doesn't know who this man is. She does not think he's Jake because she's not blind. There is a man who's broken into the house that she's in. Why is she not scared? And why is her response to be like, it was Jake? I mean, it was Jake is probably to cover up the fact that she murdered him. But
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, I think it
to be
serves her.
nonplussed.
But extra weird that she even felt the need to tell Nina someone broke in if she was going to lie about it.
Yeah.
Well, didn't she not at first? I thought Nina was like, why is the door open? And then the mom
Yeah.
said something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, don't you know?
Oh,
The
yeah.
author got me there.
But I
yeah.
feel like she maybe does. I don't know. There's a world where she somehow knows Christian.
It doesn't line up.
exists.
It makes sense that she would want to say it's Jake to cover her murder, but she should also be concerned about someone coming into the house.
And there's no way that she mistakenly thinks it's Jake because
No,
she
she
shot
definitely
him in the
knows it's
head.
not. Yeah, she
Yeah.
definitely knows
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not Jake.
yeah.
But it works really well for her to say it's Jake. And
Sure, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I know during the commercial break, I sort of nixed the idea of the improv act out, but I thought of it more.
you thought about it when you really want to do it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do an
Okay.
improv act out. And this
Okay,
is
so we're
a
gonna-
scene
I
we
was gonna
don't
say
get to
what we're
actually see in the book. So this is why this is an exciting act out.
Mhm.
I guess we're going to need a Jake. We're going to need a Nina's mommy, and we're probably going to need a Lily too.
Mhm.
So
I
I'll
might
be
like to be Jake,
Lily.
unless you want to be Jake. Okay.
Okay. We need a Jake. We need a Lily. We need what else?
a mommy,
mommy.
Nina's mommy.
I could be a mommy. Unless
Okay.
you want to, Sarah.
Yeah.
I don't have a strong feeling. Yeah, you know what? I'll be mommy because I want to see Jonna take on other roles that we
Okay,
don't know
what's
about
left
yet.
What's left for me? Other roles. I'm really excited. Cool. No small parts. Let's go.
Jake, we are done. I know that we just fucked in the car and I let you do a little hand stuff down by this non-existent deer baby.
Hold on. Where's the deer?
Okay,
That's
I think
so
we both know that there's no deer, Jake. Okay.
Wouldn't it be
And
cool if there was, though?
where are my underpants? Jake, I'm going to have to go back to the car to get the underpants. Now, this is it. Unless perhaps you're the father of my baby, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Oh my God, I'm going to attack you now. I'm sick
No.
of this.
Okay,
Attack.
Absolutely. Hey, I got a rook.
Oh, oh my God, I thought you were basically an apparition. How are you this strong? My
Boom. Oh my God. I'm leaving now. I see that you're bleeding.
Ugh.
Bye.
Ugh.
Goodbye.
She broke up with me and she hit me in the head with a rock.
Doesn't feel good, does it, Sonny?
What? Huh? Nina's mom?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
You
bitch.
help- What? Oh, you're not.
You see this cold steel pointing at your face?
Can't really see. There's a lot of blood streaming from my head.
You can't see. I can't see. It's a gun, you dumb asshole.
Oh, what?
Cheating on the love of my life, my precious Nina. Sleeping with my precious Nina.
Okay.
Touching her supple breasts. My Nina supple breast. How dare you?
This a hallucination?
Get up!
I can't. Oh, God. I'm so dizzy.
Walk deeper into the woods.
I think I'm losing consciousness.
Walk deeper. Walk. I'm poking you. Walk.
Okay, I'm walking. I think maybe I'm gonna die anyway, so go ahead and shoot me. It really hurts.
Wait, you say you want me to shoot you?
Yeah, it put me out of my misery.
Wait, are you saying because you're a neurosurgeon, you understand that the rock has hit you in such a way and you're losing blood at such a rate? Oh, God.
She hit me in the brainstem with a rock.
Oh, you're definitely going to die then. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, so just do it. Just shoot me.
Oh, what's that, a deer?
Where?
Oh, we can. Bang!
Clip. Did someone say bang?
Yes, bang. Bang.
I'm dead.
Oh, why did I give him such a beautiful last image? I don't. Well, I guess I'll just take this gun, put it in my pocket, and
Clip, plop,
walk away.
Clip, plop.
Dear, come, dear. Let's go.
Jump on my back.
Okay. Whoop.
Ooh. Oh, the clearing's so beautiful, painted red.
Yes. Take me to my steel carriage.
I think my favorite part was Jonna's false starts as the deer. Deciding when to
Honestly, I was like, in my head, I was like, oh, Jonna's going to be a great deer. We'll get Jonna in as the deer. But I think it was also
I was waiting in the wings the whole time as the deer, Sarah.
I thought you'd be more aggressive as the deer. I thought you were
came towards the mic and then like shook her head.
It's also because of how our mic setup is. I think we couldn't hear you as well because the mic we hear is from.
Nope. It was. You heard her when
I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear.
It was so subtle.
Okay. I couldn't hear it at all.
But like quieter than that.
Okay.
I
was waiting with bated hooves just to go off the clearing.
Came up and went down.
Also that scene reminded me of another red herring, which was like some other teacher's husband was like, oh, hey, Nina, saw you. Not hey, Nina.
Right.
Hey, Lily, saw you in this very specific part of the woods last week. Don't you remember? And Lily was like, oh, yeah, maybe I was there. Fuck, somebody saw me at the scene. But like, didn't matter. Didn't matter. That she was placed at the scene.
If they were not, she didn't go to the woods alone ever. So the only time she was alone in the woods was after she bludgeoned him. So
he probably saw her running with blood. Yeah.
Yeah. The witness either saw her coated in blood and running, or with a man that wasn't her husband, and he wouldn't be gabbing about it so openly.
That's why I thought maybe he was a threatening.
Nina.
In front of the other bands.
Yeah.
So
that's fucked up.
So that doesn't fucking work. I guess this is why we plot. This is why we plot.
This is why Emily C was right.
Outline.
About the dumbest people alive.
You guys want to do?
If the book had just ended with them breaking into the house to get the keys.
That was it. That was enough for you. 100 pages in.
Heart racing, but also I'm gonna get to sleep tonight, no problem.
Whose heart was racing? Yours?
My heart was racing.
Wow.
He's gonna get caught. There's someone in the house.
Wow.
Sure.
I guess. I feel like I'm having nightmares about people breaking into my house, but I think that's a pregnancy symptom.
Very vivid dreams when you're pregnant too.
Yeah, horrible.
That's really cool.
You guys want to do Goodreads 5-star reviews?
Yes.
All right, Sabri, looks like you have a few.
Good job,
Yeah, I
Sabrina.
pulled them.
Go ahead. Yeah, I have some, but let's just do yours.
Okay. I don't know that they're good. I had to dig for 5-star reviews on this book, unfortunately.
It didn't have the best. I mean, like what was it? Like a 3.7 or something? Like it didn't have the highest ratings on Goodreads that you would expect from a bestseller.
One that was not a 5-star review was titled Dud Alert. And I was like,
Oh, that's mean.
Nasty.
But okay,
Not like us.
Not like us. We had Dallas Strawn say, starting a Mary Kubica book is like opening a bag of M&Ms. You can't eat just one M&M. That is the Pringles slogan, by the way. You can't eat just one M&M. And you can't read just 1 or 2 chapters of a Kubica book. I just started her latest, Just the Nicest Couple, yesterday around
We know.
1:45.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden, I looked up at the window. It was dark outside, and I was 70% through the book.
Plot twist. She lives in Alaska.
I was gonna be she always writes a crazy page turner, to say the least. They're often very simple stories, but they leave your mind just absolutely dazed at the whodunit.
Wow.
In Just the Nicest Couple, we primarily follow Christian and his wife Lily, who is friends and co-workers with our second POV character, Nina, who is married to Jake, who doesn't come home one night after an argument with his wife before he leaves for work, and Lily may possibly be the last person to have seen him,
These could just be
twists
sentences.
Yeah. Mary Kubica always keeps her readers on the edge of their seat, pulsing to discover the truth.
Ew.
Yeah.
Don't you
she
think
never
that's like
disappoints.
vaginal when she says, because it says edge of seat pulsing? I'm thinking like,
Yes.
oh, I don't like
Absolutely.
I know.
She never disappoints. I always say anything I can read in under 24 hours must be good.
Oh no.
Just the
Anything.
Nicest Couple.
And I mean anything. My receipt from the grocery store.
A newspaper, a dog ate, and then shit up.
That would take a little longer.
I would rather read that than this book.
Whoa, this book was so good. Just the Nicest Couple is coming from Park Row in January of 2023, but you can pre-order now. That was that review.
Does she work for them or something? Why does it say when it's coming in?
I imagine Dallas Strawn as a man.
That could be. Seems gender neutral name. Hard to tell.
Yeah, sure. And then Allie said, really love this thriller by the author of Local Woman Missing at Mary Kubica. There was a lot of suspense, a lot of guessing whether or not Jake was still around stalking everyone, who was telling the truth, who was manipulating who. I was on the edge of my seat most of the time. I would have liked to see a resolution of Nina and Ryan, but it was fantastic without.
What was
Ryan,
the resolution?
who was our red herring. Yeah, what would be the resolution?
Just
he
like
was tracking her. It was his.
I would have liked if they got together at the end.
I wanted them together. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why they couldn't be? Nina was like, he likes me. That means he's bad.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a good judge of character, Nina. Your mother, your husband. Come on.
Like that woman.
Well, she didn't pick her mother.
Yeah, but she couldn't
But she
tell
liked
she was a murderer.
She didn't murder her. Either.
I would know
There's
my
a part
mother's
where
a
the
murderer.
mom, before Nina finds out that the mom killed the husband, where the mom says, like, you have to, they're spending a lot more time together because Nina and the mom, because the husband's dead and Nina's scared. And the mom's like, you have to admit, other than the circumstances, it is nice to spend time together. And Nina is like, she's right. Other than the circumstances of why, it is nice.
I miss my mommy.
It is nice.
Yeah.
I'm ready with a hate rate if we want to
Let's
go
do
there.
it. Let's do it.
0 out of
Yes.
5. And
Good, Clara.
I know that doesn't line up because I said I liked the beginning part, and I did. I liked the beginning part. I liked reading it. I like the light tension. That's as much tension as I want. That's the kind of tension I like. Or you don't care about the characters. So like if they get caught, it's kind of like good. They deserve to be, but it's fun that they're trying not to get caught. I did like that part, but liking the book and like wanting to when I would have to put it down, wanting to read it more, that made me be like, oh, am I stupid?
Oh no.
Because
Yeah.
this book is like
Yes.
fucking it's stupid.
Correct.
So it made me, I mean, I did eventually come around and be like, oh, fuck this is trash. You know, the part when she lies about the graphic murder scene. It was when I came around, was like, okay, fuck this. But to make me one of the smartest people ever born, but I'm stupid, like making me have to question that.
Wow.
Sure.
0 out of 5.
Sure.
Unbelievable.
I totally agree with you, Clara, and for the exact same reason. It's a 0 out of 5 for me because I just had a baby. I'm just back to work from maternity leave, and then I'm reading, and I'm already under pressure of like, am I still funny? Am I still smart? Can I still have a conversation with someone? And then I have to read this book, and it's undoing all of the hard work I've done to get back out into society. It's making me stupid. It's making me question my own sanity. And I mean, ultimately, I feel like this book is like a canary in the coal mine for American literacy. If people are responding to this book and reading this book and liking this book, I think we have an absolute disaster on our hands. I'm concerned and I'm afraid.
Wow.
And I'm afraid for our children. This book makes me afraid.
This book's success makes me afraid.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not the fact that it was written. I'm sure anybody can write a book. I wrote a book, for God's sake. It's called...
You can say that now.
Oh my God.
It's called The Ultimate Fantasy Football Punishment Playbook, I think.
You sure
I
about
can't
that?
remember
Yeah,
exactly.
let's say.
Sounds like it was something like that. It's really good. You should buy it. You should rate it highly on Goodreads. The point is, anybody can write a book. But liking the book and giving it a good review is what concerns me in this case.
It is reassuring that it was only on the bestseller list for 1 week, because
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
people just trusted her from her other books.
Sure.
Then when
Yeah.
word got out, this one sucked.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, well,
Okay,
It's
it's
gonna
called The Best Fantasy Football Punishment Playbook. Okay, check it out on Amazon.
okay.
Okay.
Well, it's a little difficult to give my review after that, but I will. And for me, I think this is a solid 4 out of 5.
Surprises me. You seemed critical throughout the cast.
Oh. But let me be clear. I was critical of how stupid the characters were. I loved that they were stupid.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought that it made a compelling book because, like, at every turn, I could be like, "Don't do that, you fucking idiot!"
yeah.
And
I
that
liked
was
too.
so nice. It felt so good. Also, the book was short. I followed everything. Okay, do I think it's the best, like, writing display when you repeat information over and over again? No. Do I think it makes sure that I don't miss stuff? Yes. So for those reasons, I like it. And yeah, there was a little murder in the woods. There was a little affair. There was, I don't know, and I didn't know the epilogue existed, which sounded like it sucked. I think my YouTube version did not have it because I listened to the whole thing. I was done a week ago.
It's
just
funny
so
that you
everybody
ended
knows.
it without knowing who was accused of like who went to jail.
I knew it was.
Yeah, no, I
knew that
mean,
it was the mom.
right, but you didn't know who went to jail for the murder.
Yeah, I guess maybe that part I didn't know the baby was born and that we had visitation with mommy.
Yeah.
That I missed. But I did know that it was the mom. I did know that she had cancer. Maybe I did. Maybe I just blocked out the kid because I wanted it to be Jake's kid so badly, which is why it's a 4 and not a 5.
Yeah, all right. I definitely, for this book, it definitely loses a lot of points for the ending, and like I kept saying, the non-twists. Like, I kept thinking, oh, could be interesting. She kept setting up shit that could have been interesting, and then never following through or never making the interesting choice. And that really pissed me off. So she gets points off for that. Mary gets points off. It was short. She gets a point for being short.
Yep.
Trying to
Sure.
think. Can she have any more points for anything else? It was short.
Can
and
she or should she?
It wasn't super offensive. There was nothing about it.
She should.
It was easy to read. It was short and it was quick to read because it was easy to follow along, and it didn't make me want to kill myself reading it. Some of these books that we have to read are just so bad. So I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5. It's a 2 out of 5 for me.
Solid.
Not something I'd really recommend anybody to read, but it wasn't one of our worst, I don't think.
Certainly not.
No, it wasn't one of our worst. But it's
Very
still easy to
readable.
get a 0.
Still getting
it's
a 0.
readable.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
getting a 0 for other reasons. You can be readable and still have other.
Okay,
reasons.
sure. You did. You guys.
What did that readability do to me and my anxiety?
All right. Okay. I guess it's time for little fucker of the cast.
I have a blank. I am not upset with any of you right now.
Oh no.
We'll see. I'll let other people go first, but
Yeah. Does anyone have maybe something you've been sitting on for years?
So they have it outside the cast.
Yeah, maybe something outside the cast could be kind of fun. I mean,
Let's see.
I guess I have someone in mind.
Good.
Is it me because that doorknob is not completely straight?
Sabrina built a door. I'm not kidding. She built a door. She went to a lumber yard and she got 8x4s or whatever. Yeah.
3 1/4 by 5 1/2.
She got 3 1/4 by 5 1/2, and she built a door, and it's really good. That's not. It is you, Sabrina, but that's not why.
I won't believe any other reason. It's because the doorknob is slightly ajar.
It's a perfect door, but the issue is, and why is Sabrina? It's because Meg is such a good wife, and you come here and you're just like, is this Sabrina's life all the time? Just to be cared for by this angelic human being?
Saying that they're just the nicest couple.
A little bit. And it is makes you think. It's very nice to see. But, there's jealousy attached as well.
Sure.
There's some degree of jealousy to not be married to Meg.
Yeah.
You have Meg. But, what can you do? You make your choices and you live with them.
John is at Sabrina's house this evening.
John, you have
a listener at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love my husband. He's so great. In fact, he's been especially great recently. I'm just saying, Meg seems like a pretty great caretaker. And for that reason, I'm going to have to say Sabrina keeping Meg to herself, not sort of sharing her with the wider world, is asshole of the cast for me.
Wow.
And the doorknob.
And the doorknob.
I guess I'll do Sabrina too. It seems to be a popular thing to do.
Okay, I am popular.
Oh no, she's liking it.
I thought it was pretty aggressive in the opening when she was like, I want you to fight for, there's enough roles for everyone. I'd like you to fight for them.
Yeah, you guys took the bait and then you pulled back a little, but
a little game master. What's that guy from the Saw movies? It seemed like
I thought you meant President Snow from the Hunger Games.
No, I didn't. So, I mean, I know it's not a strong reason to vote for you, Sabrina, but it's all I got. Nobody else.
Yeah.
That I can think of off the top. So, my vote's Sabrina.
I would really love to target someone other than Sabrina.
Okay.
but I'm having trouble right now. And to be honest, I think the funniest thing that happened this episode is that like Sabrina was like a little cocky about finishing the book a week early, but she didn't actually finish the book. So I guess that for that reason, I vote for Sabrina, even though I'd rather set up a match. But Sabrina, who are you voting for?
Well, I gotta say, thank you all for this honor.
I didn't say anything
And-
nice.
It's not an honor.
I
it's
love
called Little
to be
Fucker of the
picked.
Cast.
I love
It's called
to be
Little
picked.
Fucker of the Cast.
I love to be picked.
No euphemisms.
And so I accept this with pride. And who
Who
do
are
I
you
vote
voting
for? I vote for myself because the critics are unanimous that I win.
Okay,
Okay,
all
it's
right.
not a victory.
Well, I'm glad we voted her little fucker just because
Me
of that
too.
display.
Yeah, if she'd said that first, I would have felt a lot
Very
more
rude.
confident.
But also, okay, wait, I have like other reasons why it should be me.
Oh God.
One, the doorknob is not perfectly
Oh,
straight. Even though my level said that it was.
So yeah, the level says that it's
Talking
perfectly
about her
straight
door
to
an
this
awful
day.
lot. Kind of want to vote for her again.
And
talk about it a lot even
please, we vote early, vote
person.
often. And also because I don't think I figured out my microphone. And
Well, that just
So-
makes me sick.
all of you listeners,
Audio might be a little rough.
could be pretty rough. And that's because of me.
That's true.
Well, accidents happen in that regard.
But a failure to prepare
Yeah.
isn't an
Like
accident.
I couldn't prepare before Jonna got here
You can
because
test
I
it
didn't have
out.
a second mic to be able to
Sure.
figure it
Mhm.
out.
Well, but you know what? If this is gonna be regular with you two, we'll get you another piece of equipment.
They get a present and they get to spend time together. Bullshit.
I assume she'll just tell us what the equipment is.
yeah.
But if she would like to procure it for us.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Take a photo of your setup right
It's
now.
changing to Clara for coffee.
You want to see a photo?
Okay. So what do we have coming up next, Sarah Dog?
I don't think we know.
We haven't chosen.
Oh, I started reading a book.
Okay.
Okay.
Which one?
Is it on our list? Is it one
I
of the books
hope
on our
so.
list? Or-
Yeah, it's
It's not hearing confidence from.
it looked short. It was available.
Is it a
on
man
YouTube.
called Ove?
It's not that one.
Okay.
What are the other options?
There's a book about leadership.
Nope, wasn't that one.
Okay.
Eleanor
The-
Oliphant.
the-
is
No.
com-
The Bodyguard
Okay.
Wasn't that? Nope, wasn't that one.
has to be the
There's only
Paper
one more
Palace.
It could be.
The Paper Palace. That's what I started reading.
Okay.
All right. I guess that's what we're reading then,
Yes.
guys. The Paper Palace
Wow,
by
really worked out.
Miranda, Cowley, Heller will be our next episode. We are Mean Book Club. Please follow us on all the socials at Mean Book Club, please. If you haven't, or if you have, just do it again. Go give us a 5-star rating. If you want to say mean things, sure. We don't care. You should. Honestly, that's the point of the cast. But give us the 5-star rating because it helps people find us.
Yeah, don't be cheeky and give us a low rating because it's quote mean.
Yeah. Give us
Oh,
the
yeah.
5. And
Give
then
us the
any
5.
criticisms, that's fine. You can put those in too.
Call us dumb. Say that we're uneducated.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
Whoever it was that said we barely graduated high school, look, it worked. I'm thinking about it 3 years later.
Look at her. She's a mess.
I don't think we should. I don't.
It's
No.
probably why the doorknob isn't straight.
Oh no, we're spiraling.
Okay, we have to go. We have to go.
All right, we'll see you guys. We'll go see you guys next step. Bye.
Okay, here's a list of
Bye.
things Meg has done for us tonight. I thought we could fade out to this. They have a little fireplace that's non-working, but she said, "Do you want me to light the fireplace?" And then she lit a bunch of candles in the fireplace.
Yeah.
She brought us food, dumplings, homemade soup dumplings.
Wow.
Home
home,
steam.
home,
That's
home
impossible.
warm,
Oh.
home warm.
Home steam.
Okay. I was about to say, wow.
And edamame rolls. Then she took the white wine I had brought, and she said, "I'm going to put this in the fridge. You just text me when you're